Hey everybody, and welcome back to the 1902 Farmhouse project. Today it is Saturday the 10th of October and it's raining outside, so we're going to do a little construction in the house. The last little bit of walls that's going to have to be built is for the pantry, and I'm going to bring you along a little bit. I'm going to show you how I'm building it and what I'm going to use and what really comes in handy to installing the wood on the bottom and top. So I would highly recommend picking up one of these laser levels. This one does have the line, the horizontal and the vertical. And the vertical is the only one I'm using right now because I set one wall. The pantry is basically going to be a corner pantry. So I'm going to have a even distance wall here and one here, and then we'll have a nice wall across the front. I'll show you a picture of what I'm doing. And so basically what I did is I measured 61 inches from this wall. I made a mark in the floor. I measured 61 inches across this wall, made a mark, and then I took my 6-foot level off that mark and made a level mark up here. And then I got my laser and I took my time and I got everything laid out. It's even with these marks up here. It was even with mark here. I double checked it with my tape measure here, 61 inches. That was the inside of the board. I'll show you right here. Maybe you can see how close it is to that line. The other mark is right here. See it right there. So I always double check. So I measured here 61, I measured there 61. So we are evenly off this center wall. Even if the center wall isn't square to the room, this wall will be square to that wall. So then once I had that, then it was just a matter of, you can see the line is right at the edge. It's not on top, it's right at the bottom edge. So up here, I did the same thing, come off, put my board right up against that line, that light. The light is not on top of the corner of the board, it's right at the edge of the board at the ceiling. That should be perfectly square, or perfectly plumb. It also should be square to this wall. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to measure 61. I'm going to make a mark here and a mark up here. Make me a long mark here. I like a long mark just because it's easier to line the level up to it, the laser up to it. And I'll bring you along, show you how to line this laser up. Alright, so while y'all wasn't looking, I went ahead and marked. And it's hard to see this one on the floor. I believe it's this one right here. And then there's a mark right here. And then I come up here with my level off that mark. And I drew a line. So it's easier instead of having to try to hit that line, if I can hit these two lines with my laser, I'm usually pretty close. So I'll show you basically how you do that with this laser. Alright, so the first thing you want to do with this laser is try to level it on the tripod as much as possible. This tripod has a level. I've lost my little handle. And it also has a tension knob here. So I can, maybe, I can break it. That didn't sound too good. Alright, so there's pretty level. Now I want to unlock this thing before I turn it on, so I'm going to pull that back and that's automatically going to kick it on. It also brings up the crosshairs. I don't want the crosshairs. So I push the button and I get rid of the horizontal line. And so my other lines are way over here. Alright. So now I'm kind of on them lines, but I'm probably way off. I can tell just by looking at this line that I am not square to this wall right here. So I'm going to move my tripod. And we'll just get it as close as we can get it. Probably could have marked the line down here on the floor a little better than what I did. This right here, you want to take your time. You want to double check everything. You want to kind of eyeball it. I'll show you on the floor. just look and see. This tripod is tight. Alright, so sorry for the noise. This is not the best tripod. So now I'm going to look on the floor and see if I'm on my mark. And I'm a little off my mark there. I'm a little off here, a little off there. So I need to move the whole tripod just a hair that away. This is where it gets a little bit tricky, just fine tuning it. Now I'm way off my mark. My mark's way over here, my mark's way over here. And I'm way off. So I moved too much. So I'm gonna bring it, I'll try to bring it back till I'm back on the lines here. Just a hair. Alright, so I'm on my lines, on the wall. If I can find my other line here. Yeah, here it is. So I am exactly on, almost on that line. You can tell I'm a little off, I think. So what I want to do now is I'm going to just measure over and move some stuff out of my way. We'll measure over. This is not going to be a good measure right here. Measure from here. Now before I do, I'll just leave my tape in here. And that way make it easier. So I can tell by my tape I'm about 3/8 too far the underway, so I'm going to have to bring it out a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to swing the tripod that away a little bit. Might be too much. And pretty close right there. I can see I'm almost on 61. I'm still lined up on my lines pretty well. I think I can fine tune it. Man, that is real close. Yeah. There's my mark right here. I'm about 1/8 of an inch over 61. I can't really tell for that line there. I think I'm on that line. So I'm gonna come back just a little. I mean, it don't take much fine tuning. I'm on this line, I'm on that mark perfectly. I still like a little bit on that. Not too much. Yep, too much on that. You can see just barely moving now. I'm definitely dead on 61. I'm dead on my line here. I'm dead on my line. I drew up here on the wall. It was real time fine tuning. I'll show you what I got here. I wanted 61. Now you can see it moves when the floor rocks. I might have to get you over here where I can show you a little better. Wait for this thing to quit rocking. That is dead 61. My mark, you can see right there. That mark is definitely dead on. And then right up here, right there, you can see that mark is dead on. That is where you want it. And now, as long as we don't bump this, we can shut it off. We can lock it and turn it off. You have to lock it before this unit will shut down. We can lock it, turn it off, do what we got to do, come back, and then when we turn it on, it might take just a little bit of fine tuning because we may have knocked it a little bit, but it won't be much. I don't have to do that because I've already got my wood cut right here. So we're going to go ahead and jump down here in the floor and get this screwed down. All right, so like I say, when I walk around this floor, just there's a little bit of bounce to this floor. You can see it moves a little bit. That shouldn't affect that laser as long as you don't bump the tripod or the laser. That shouldn't affect it at all. I need to sweep this floor just a hair. trash out from under it where it's going to be. Got a little sawdust right in here. That's going to be to the inside of the wall, inside the pantry. So the good thing about lasers is it's dead on. I don't have to worry about when I'm putting it up here. If I can take my time and get it up on the ceiling like it should be, it's going to be perfectly plumb. And that's what it's been in all the other rooms. So, down here. And I also recommend these kneeling pads over knee pads. I've got a nail right here that I need to get out before it rips my pad. These little old nails, I don't know how many I pulled up. They're just teeny, but they're hard to see. And they'll rip the kneeling pad pretty quick. So I'm gonna go up against the wall, and like I said, I want this laser line right at the bottom of the floor. I don't want it on the corner up here. So if I move my wood just a little bit, I'm already up to here. We don't have to be pinpoint accuracy with these walls. It's not that big a deal. And they really get no bite. Now see, by screwing that in, I moved this one a little bit, so we'll go back. You know, this is an old farmhouse. It's probably nothing square in it. Except for what I've put in it. None of these walls are square, but it ain't been too bad. Notice I'm not worried about being on the floor joists, because this is all 3/4 inch tongue and groove pine. So it'll hold the screw. I don't know why that didn't really grab nothing, but that's good right there. Now, I forgot, I can see that corner right there. It might have been just a touch too close. We'll have to wait to wait for this thing to settle down. It was just a hair too close, but I'll show you. And maybe, I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, it ain't no big deal. All right, now we're gonna get our ladder and we're gonna go up here. Maybe. So also, since this has a bevel, I want the bevels to be the same. So if I had it this way, it'd be wrong. So be sure you got the bevel where you need it. And since I'm right-handed, it's going to be much easier for me to start this back end first. Get it screwed in. I ain't going to screw it down all the way because this is going to have to be moved over a little bit. Let's see. Got my arm or something in the way right here. You can see. If I move that too far in, then my light's here, and if I move it there, then my light's there. So where I want it is right there, right there. Double check this side, it looks good. Good enough. really tell on the camera. I guess it settled down pretty good. So the line is right on the ceiling and not on the wood. It's a little bit on the wood on the bottom. It's close. It's just kind of dancing back and forth. So I'm gonna say it's a good one. Now I won't need the laser no more because I will go from here to here with the board, and it should be the same distance as from here to here if everything's measured right and everything's laid out. And we'll put a door in right here. So let's say this is going to be a corner pantry. The countertops will come up to this wall. There'll be either a stove or a cooktop here. Come over to a sink, and then the refrigerator will be over here on this wall. And then on the other side there'll be hopefully it's going to be a double oven, and then another short countertop right there. So pretty good little size pantry, really. My wife said she didn't think it was going to be big enough, but for what we were going to use the whole side here for a pantry, but that would just took up way too much kitchen space. So I should kind of back up and I'll show you. Maybe y'all can see the walls there. So I would say, I think that might be, shoot, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. I think it's 21 feet across the whole room. So that's about 6 foot there. So 15 feet right across here. And the way I laid these out on paper was I figured out which cabinets I wanted to buy, put in here, the base cabinets. The 30-inch cabinet will be either a 30-inch cabinet or a 30-inch range, and then the other cabinets. And then I left about an inch on each, half inch on each side to play with. So if we do go with a range, I'll have enough room to slide the range in and stuff like that, just get everything organized. You don't want to be so tight that you got to cut drywall to get stuff to fit. So also don't forget, when you're measuring out, to leave your allowance for your drywall. I'm using ½ inch, so that takes up an inch right there. So anyway, I know this was rambling, so I'm gonna let you go. I'll bring you back when we get everything put together. Well, everybody, I've got the basic outline up, and got one stud on each wall. I like to go ahead and put this stud on the wall, that way I know it's, I'll go ahead and double check, make sure it's plumb. It was, both of them. I did think I messed up on this piece, so I had moved it, and then I reshot it with a laser, and I realized these walls ain't square, so I went back to where it was, and everything should be plumb now. So these walls will be plumb. These walls, they show to be plumb, but they're not square with each other, so I can't really go by that. So I'm gonna just make my walls plumb, and we'll continue to stud them up, and then I'll frame up for my door opening. I gotta figure out what size door I want to put here, how big opening I can put in here. It's 43 inches from this corner to this corner, so I know I can get a 30-inch door in here. So I may just do that. I'll probably get a 32. I don't want to push it. I want to have enough side support, so I may just go with a 30, and I'll bring it back. All right, everybody, here it is, all framed up, braced up. The biggest door I can put in, I still got to go back and cut this piece out, but the biggest door I can put in there is a 30-inch door. So it's framed 32 by 82. And I think it turned out pretty good. I wished I could say I didn't have any issues, but I did. These studs here, I originally had them almost in the split right here, and that didn't really work out too well for me, so I went and moved them back where they would be square here, and I'd have a square here because it wouldn't line up right the way I had it kind of angled, that one too. So I did have a little bit of time consuming issue, but I got them fixed, and I think it turned out pretty well. 22.5 degrees on all the angles, worked good. Everything's plumb, and just to show you how good the laser does. I mean, you see, it's. Now I did not move anything else. I just stuck it flush with the top and bottom plates, and then of course I made it plumb this way, but that laser did a real good job. It lined them both up plumb, even though the walls here are way out of square. That's the good thing about having this laser level, is you can plumb a wall without really worrying about the other walls. So I could have went back in here and put some bracing, but I don't think I need it right there. I might come back in with some more. I'll tell you what I may do. I've got these little blocks here, and what it is, 22.5 on each side, and set them in here. That ties the front and side walls together. I'll probably come up here and put another one there and another one up there, and that way my sheetrock corners won't be so subject to start cracking. It'll be tight. So, you know, slamming this, shutting this door, slamming the door would end up probably cracking it around the door anyway, but I don't want the corners to crack. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Hope this helps you out. I would highly recommend, like I said before, to buy a laser level. You don't have to buy a real expensive one. I think I'll leave a link with this one. Now I bought this one. I don't have any sponsorship with this company. It was just a cheap laser level, Waypar. I guess it's Waypar. Comes with this thing that you can use it to connect to the tripod, which I didn't. I just connected straight to the bottom. There it is right there. It works fine just like that. Self-leveling, so even if your tripod ain't quite level, it'll work fine. It will blink if it ain't level, it'll blink on you. So once it goes solid, that means you're good. So leave a like if this helped you out, and don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, stay tuned for more. We are getting pretty close to drywall. I've got this room to insulate and that room to insulate, and of course a lot of stuff to do in the ceilings. I got to put boots and lights in the ceilings, then we'll be ready to drywall. So hopefully this weather will cool back down. It got up to back in the 80s this week, so it's hot. It's hot in here today. It's humid. It's been raining. This hurricane coming through, but maybe eventually soon we will get back in the attic where we can do some lights. And till then, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't.